So this is the question we're going to deal with today, page 47, this worked example here. So figure 3.27 shows the elevation of a cone A and a sphere B resting on the horizontal plane and in contact with each other. Draw the elevation and plan of the two solids. Draw the projection of another sphere C of 40 mm diameter, which is in contact with the sphere and cone in position S. The center of the sphere is to be 50 mm above the horizontal plane and show all points of contact. So we're going to deal with part 1 there first in a minute. Draw the elevation and plan of the two solids. So that's your elevation there. Simple, draw that out. I have the plan of the cone drawn, and now I'm just going to construct the plan of the sphere here as well. So we should be able to do this relatively easily enough now, considering all the other information we've completed in the chapter so far. So first of all, to get the sphere in plan, I'm going to draw it out to the side here in its temporary position, bring it down, rotate it around, bring down my center point here, my sphere, and I'll get the sphere down here in plan. So we should now bisect the angle between the x1, y1 and the cone. The height of the center won't change, so I can just bring that straight across until it intersects there. So that point there now is my center of my temporary sphere, or my sphere touching the side of the cone. There. I can bring this down to the center line of the cone. Sting the compass on. And I'm going to bring down center here. So that's the sphere found. So I'm going to start putting in the labels that we lost. So they call that A, B, A, B. I'll do a dotted B here just so you know that that's a temporary one. That was temporary B. And this is something like that here. Okay, so the next thing I need to get is a point of contact for where this cone and sphere touch, this exact point of contact. Okay? So how I'm going to do this, okay? I'm going to go back up here to our elevation. Okay? I'm going to go back up here, and I'm going to go at 90 degrees to the side of the cone from the center of our temporary sphere B. Okay? Then I can bring this down to my plan, rotate it around till I hit the line that goes from the center to center, and bring it back up. Okay. So as I said the last day, right, in class, if you have a cone and a sphere, or two spheres, the point of contact is going to rest on a line drawn from the two centers of the objects. So if I draw a line here in plan between my two centers, okay, in my temporary sphere B here now, I'm going to go perpendicular to the side of the cone from the center of B. That there now, perpendicular. I'm going to bring this down into plan. Bring this down to plan. I'm going to rotate it around until it hits this line. I can bring it straight up and bring this point straight across, and that's my point of contact from the plan and elevation. So rotate it around is my first job. So that right there now, point of contact in plan. I'm going to bring it back up here. And I can bring it across this point in my elevation. So that there now is my point of contact in elevation. So that's part A delta, okay? Part B then, okay, it wants another sphere touching A and B, and it's 50 millimeters above the horizontal plane, okay? So, same as every other one, we're going to have to draw the sphere out here touching B, and we're going to have to draw the sphere out here touching the side of A. We can bring them down into plan, swing them around, find their final position here in the plan view, and bring it back up to our elevation view. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to measure 50 millimeters above the XY line, and I'm going to draw in my line, because somewhere along that line rests the center of this sphere C, because it's told us it was 50 millimeters above the horizontal plane. So it's somewhere along that center there now. That line there is where it's resting, right? Next thing I'm going to do, so I'm going to deal with the cone so first. I'm going to draw to the side of the cone first. Okay? So it tells us the radius is it's a 40 millimeter diameter, so it's a 20 millimeter radius. So what I can do is I can measure out 20 millimeters from the side of the cone, draw a line parallel, and where it crosses this 50 millimeter line, I can draw in my sphere. So I'm going to measure out 20 from the side of the cone, go parallel to the side of the cone till it crosses that 50 millimeter line there. So I can draw in the sphere there now. So once again now, this is the temporary sphere out to the side of the cone. So that's my temporary C. So let's go out with sphere C. Yeah, sphere C. That's why the dotted there. I'm going to do the exact same now for my sphere B. Okay, I have my height line. How am I going to get where it crosses here? What I can do is add the two radiuses. So that's 20, 24 and 20. So I'm going to be measuring 44 with my compass. So I'm adding the two centers together. 44. Point to the compass in the center of B. Swing it there where it crosses that 50 millimeter high line that we drew. Set my compass now again for the radius of the sphere, C. And there we have sphere C now in contact with the outside of B. Now, okay, so on this side of the cone it's simple. We can bring it straight down here to the center line of the cone, swing it around. But we must remember now, right, we've a touching sphere B here. So we must make sure to bring this all the way down past the center line of the cone, down to the center line of sphere B before we rotate it around, okay? I'm going to draw the center line of sphere B here. So, first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to bring it down over here on the side of the cone. So I'm going to bring this down to that point there. And I'm going to bring down center C over here, right down to B, okay? So do you know what altogether? I'm going to change the colors for it. That goes down to the center line of B, and this goes down into the center line of the cone since it's touching the cone. So what I can do now is I can rotate them 2 points. So for this one, you rotate it from point to center of the cone. And for B then, you're rotating for this one, you're rotating from center of B. They intersect there then, okay, so I'll just draw this in pink so it'll come out clarity on the video. So that's that arc. Yes, there. Okay. So that's the final position now of C in plan. So I'm just going to extend my compass to the radius of it. I'm going to draw it in. So that now is sphere C in plan. I have my center, I can bring it straight up. I know my height because it has to be 50 millimeters above the XY line, remember, so that's it there. So just bring it straight up to where it crosses that line. That now is sphere C in the elevation. So we have the main part of the question done now, really, to be honest, okay? So the next thing is these points of contact. So for finding out the cone, it's the exact same, right? So I'll do it in green as well. Look, I hope this doesn't get too confusing. But for the cone, it's the exact same as over here. So we bring it back perpendicular to the side of the cone from the center of the sphere in elevation. Where that hits there, we can bring it straight down to plan. We can rotate that around. And it's going to be on the line drawn from the center here to the center there. So that there now, point of contact. You can bring it straight up and bring it across from the center here. So that's the point of contact with the cone and sphere C. Right? But I also now must find the point of contact between sphere C and sphere B. Okay? So to get that, what we can do is we can join our two centers of sphere B and that temporary sphere C. So I can join in two centers. Where they cross, I can bring it down, rotate it around, join my centers, I'll point it there, and then I can bring it back up straight across. So first things first, I'm going to join my two centers. Sphere. I'll change the color from green actually, to make it too confusing. Hopefully the yellow comes out. So I'm going to join my two centers between C and B. Temporary C now and temporary B. Where they cross there, I can bring that down. Down. Make sure now, right? Remember, it's sphere C and sphere B, so I can bring it down, right down to B there. Let's come over it actually in the video. Swing this point around. And we're going to join the centers of sphere B and sphere C down here in plan. Go that line over there. So that point there now, where that arc and the center line meet, that's my point of contact. I can bring it straight up to my elevation. And I'm going to bring across my point of contact from my temporary sphere. See, bring this point across. Just there then. So just here, point of contact. So I'm just going to draw a few little arrows on this to try and make it easier for you to follow. So we went in here with the cone at 90 degrees. Then we drop that point down, rotate it around, we draw out our center line. Where they meet, then they goes back up, and this comes across. And the pink one there then as well. So like the pink one, I drop it down, plan, rotate it around, and the blue one we done the exact same. So we dropped it down to plan, right down there now. Because remember, it's in contact with sphere B here, so that's why we bring it right down to the center line of B down here. That's why we don't rotate it from up here. Oh, that's the question with all points of contact found. That's the finished question there.